I only know one emote now. Nobody knows what it means, but it's mine. Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, we're going rogue. I've just wanted to say that really badly. Dimir rogues. Dimir freaking rogues. All I hear, all day, all night, where's the rogues? I like this deck so much. Dimir rogues is not only a good deck, it has a ton of options, and I'm not even sure I have the options completely right. But I am sure that this is one of the premier decks and has the ability to get to Mythic, absolutely. The ability to compete in tournaments, potentially. We have to figure out the right mix of cards, and there's a lot of good ones to choose from. There's a lot of cards I'm not even running in this deck. But let's start with what I am running. 4 Thieves Guild Enforcer, 4 Merfolk Wind Robber. These to me are the key early pieces in the game, because if you don't have early aggressive drops to start the mill train, a bunch of your other cards are a lot worse. In this build of the deck, Drown in the Loch and Nighthawk Scavenger and Zerasan the Trickster are relying on my opponent having cards in the graveyard to be good. I also have Nighthawk Scavenger. This new card is a house. Oh my goodness, does it hit hard. If the opponent can't kill it, it crushes them. And let's just face it, mono red isn't trying to kill things, and neither is the Omnath deck. So Nighthawk Scavenger is a beatdown machine, and getting this up to a 6 and 7/3 for 3 mana isn't particularly hard when you're going crazy with mill triggers from Enforcer and Soaring Thought Thief. And after that, the other new card here, Zerasan, when it does a ninjutsu impression, which is an old mechanic from Kamigawa. It's on its own, 5 mana 4/4 flash, but you can, whenever you have an unblocked rogue, pay 4 to sneak this into play after blockers have been declared with an unblocked rogue. So you return your Wind Robber, you put in your Zerasan, and then you get the hits trigger, which is whenever this hits an opponent, you go into their graveyard, you pick your favorite permanent, and you get to put it on the battlefield under your control. That'll tilt them. So Zerasan is a good card. It is the most likely trap I think people will fall into with the deck, though, because when you are ahead, it's very good, and when you are behind, it's just kind of okay. He's an all right card, but most of the time we can probably do better. But there's no way I'm not going to play him here on day 1 early on. Like, dude is freaking sweet. I like Lofty Denial. We actually have a lot of flyers. Like, there's an absurd amount of flying in the deck, so maybe there should be even more Lofty Denials than there are. Bloodchief's Thirst is necessary because the Cobra must die. If the Cobra lives, the Lotus Cobra, everything falls apart. So definitely run 4 Bloodchief's Thirst, 4 Drown in the Loch. After that, the flex spots are interesting, but I'm liking Lofty Denial. Let's dive in. Nonsense. Begin. Go. Rogue. Now. That's a lot of flying Merfolk rogues. So there was an old school card called Flying Men. So I may use that from time to time. Don't get mad at me for genderifying the flying Merfolk rogues as flying men. It was a magic card. Paper Boomer magic card for sure. So this is why we can keep the hand. It's also a swamp. Well, also kind of a swamp. A painful swamp. Let's get him. So what am I supposed to do? I know. Obey. I'll pay 3 for that. Nice top deck. Thought Thief makes all these cards significantly better. 2 lands. 3 lands. Hope you didn't need those. Okay, definitely an Omnath deck, and there's a Cobra Boy. No. Absolutely not. Why does it still say? I'm just gonna hit this. I didn't actually desire to mute them. It just, for some reason, stuck there. All right, still not enough yet to turn these on. My goodness, the hype music. Hype music, please. You're being too loud. Backup Cobra. Disgusting. Are there... I don't see any spells here other than the Borrower, so I'm starting to get worried that my opponent's hand is 100% good-uns. But we've got Drown in the lock. Do we want to use it to counter what the Cobra would play, or is the right play to kill the Cobra? Because the opponent might miss a land drop, or we'd probably be happier countering the Omnath than the Cobra, and then Rankle can take it out next turn if we draw a land, which we should be able to. Because we can sacrifice Wind Robbers if we absolutely need to get desperate. So this is a 6-point attack. Mana is awkward. I'd love to deploy this, but it doesn't look like a good idea. And we see the Genesis Ultimatum, we see Ancient Green Warden. All right, end turn. You've got a Cobra. I'm gonna counter what you do. Still no Uro, by the way. Of course they have the passage. May I have taken all your basic land? That would be nice. Unlikely, but nice. Okay, cracking now means it's actually not an... It's not going to be an Omnath. They would play the Omnath first. Uh-huh. No. Counter. Get wrecked. All right, land off the top. Opponent at 11. Is Rankle game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Rankle is game. Ah, it's not a land. All right. We can try to draw into the land, play the Rankle to get rid of the Cobra, but then we don't deal the damage. I mean, they could beat me next turn with a Cobra on the field. And what is our turn otherwise? It's not particularly great. Be gutsy. Okay, that will do. That will do. Down Cobra. Gargoyle to the field. Big body. There's an Uro. Crap. All right. That changes the clock. But the opponent can't bring it back. The mana is a little awkward. They need an untapped green or blue, and they're casting an Uro. Technically makes them not dead, because this is 9. They're now at 10. I did miss 2 damage by not attacking first, but remember, the plan was to draw a land and play Rankle. It seems a little bit too lucky to rip another Thirst, but I took, you know, we'll take it, but... Alright, it's a crab. Opponent's ready to mill me. Still not a land. If we draw a land, we win the game. Let's try it. Yes! All 4 Wind Robbers before we drew a 4th land, you know. Insert complainy shuffler thingy majiggy that makes certain people on the internet angry. Out of there. Oh. Almost nice. Hand is fine, but it kills Lotus Cobra. I had Vantress Gargoyles in the deck, and I cut them for more land equivalents in Temple of Deceit, because every game so far today has been decided by bad mana. So that's a few changes. So our opponent's showing us Luris, and they play a turn 1 Wind Robber. We could answer with our own Wind Robber, or we could set up our mana. And I think setting up the mana is a lot better. Brazen Borrower? I really don't know. Okay, with Luris, they're only going to have cheap cards, which makes Borrower a lot worse. Okay. So, super cheap rogues. Interesting. And already 3 cards in our graveyard. Drown off the top. So, thirst this thing for sure, and then play Wind Robber, I suppose. Try to trade robbers. They're not going to have Nighthawk Scavengers, but they probably have some good removal spells. I'm curious to try a Lurrus version. Scavenger, Rankle, Zerasan, those are powerful cards, but my goodness, do I have trouble casting my spells. A cheap version might be able to mitigate some of that. Opponent giving me the rope on this attack. Let's give it a try. If they have a Duelist, that'll be annoying, but I don't know how many people are going to play that card. Doesn't look very good to me. We got a Thinker. I'd like to draw Pathways. Oh, Call of the Death Dweller. Just get them back. Bam. So what's this? Menace. It's this. Death Touch. Fun. All right, we have an untapped black. We can play the Scavenger. The opponent probably has a way to kill it. I don't think it will be particularly important in the matchup. So we definitely want the Thirst, and then I think we hold up Drown in the lock. Pay 3 for the privilege of having Drown in the lock available. This is probably going to be a close game. We each have 4 cards. Who gets to resolve their key spells and do powerful things is probably going to win. What would I discard? I guess I'd discard the land. This is a rogue, this is a rogue. Let's try to get in a position where we can play a Scavenger and protect it with Drown in the lock. If we can get there, I think our deck will be more powerful than theirs, but we need to actually get our Scavenger to stick. Maybe the opponent will remove this Thieves Guild Enforcer and we can go for the Scavenger. Okay, Thought Thief definitely will probably get the opponent. We'll get the opponent to make a play. If we play Thought Thief, it mills 2 cards because it's a rogue. Thieves Guild Enforcer triggers. Then when we attack with the Enforcer, it triggers the Thought Thief, mills 2 more, so it'll be 8 cards in graveyard, so Enforcer can go through the Expert. Expedition Skulker. Ugh. They definitely play some cards I'm like, that looks like my draft deck. Wait a minute, I don't have a draft deck. What am I saying? If the opponent has removal, they're going to do something about this board. There's a Drown. 1 card left. If they buy the Lurrus, I don't think it's a removal. It's another call. They're looking in their graveyard. That's a pretty nasty thing to let resolve. And yep, there you go. But I don't know how good that is. I give this one Death Touch. I mean, we take this out. These have Menace, so this gets to keep attacking. But as long as we kill this, the higher priority target, the Scavenger will still control the board. So let's get Scavenger on the field. And see if the opponent rips removal. If they do, ouch. They buy Lurie. It's not a land. It's not a removal. Whoa. Strong. I mean, this is a block, right? They can sacrifice the robber to draw a card. Instead, they gave me 6 life. Okay. Okay. Not the way I would have played my turn. There are many options in life and in Magic. You do what works for you. Apparently aggression. Aggression is the name of the game. Okay, the card held was a Thieves Guild Enforcer. We need to counter the Luris, so Enforcer resolves. You're not going to race the Scavenger, so I don't care about this. When the opponent tries to hold back the Thought Thief to block the Scavenger, I can give it the Brazen Borrows. No Lurie. No Lurie for you. But I like the idea of Luris in the deck to keep the creatures coming back over and over. So I'll have to try this version, like, for sure. Deck size, still a lot to go, 33 to 39, nothing to worry about. Okay, let's see if we can draw a removal spell before we play the Borrower on the Thought Thief, which can just flash back in. We can. We did. Six, 3. That lifelink, man. 3 mana, better than a bigger hit than a Baneslayer. 3 mana Elder Gargaroth. What a ball of stats. There's the draw. Another Thought Thief. They can flash that back in, so bouncing it out of the way isn't good. Acquisitions Expert for my Borrower is good for them. But they have to chump. And if we draw removal, we win. Oh, that's good too. That will do. Rank them. Rank them and spank them. I only know one emote now. Nobody knows what it means, but it's mine. It's an interesting tempo hand that's on the play. Let's keep it. And I'm trying to think if I want to play the Mauling or not. Or if I want to play this, tapped. And I'm really unsure. I mean, curving out 4 mana seems good because these are some hard-hitting cards, but with no removal and just tempo, I really don't know about the Mauling. So I'm going to hang on to it, and I'm going to play this tapped for now. Look, ghost, 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 ghost. Props on Black Fox over here, looking spiffy. Blue source. Give me something to Brazen Borrow. Yeah, that's something. Not what I want to Brazen Borrow, but it is something. And now there's a basic in play, so the Mauling doesn't work. All right, we gotta mill him. Or we just have to maul next turn. Let's get a Scavenger down. This is not the way you want your game against this deck to go without mill sources. The rope is going to be real when you play against Lotus Cobra deck. There's just so many options, and you've got to add up the mana, you got to figure out which color to make, you got to figure out which play to make followed by which play. It's really frustrating, to be honest. You have choices in your pathways. The design team leaned into design complexity in a huge way, and some people are gonna hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I could eventually be one of those people. It makes every turn so hard. The honest truth about things in 2020 is when they're hard, you just say, nah, I'm gonna go do something else. But the true warriors will rise above, right? Our opponent walked into turn 4 Omnath, no problem. No mana issues for our opponent. We can bounce it. Seems bad. We don't have enough in the graveyards to counter anything. I mean, I guess we have to bounce it. Like, what else can we do? We've got to fill the graveyard, and our hand just did not do that. Drew the wrong side of the deck. It'll be a Fabled Passage. It's always a Fabled Passage, see? Now, we could have tried to wait for the Fabled Passage crack from our opponent to then bounce the Omnath, but if they didn't have the Fabled Passage, we would have been so much better off. Now, though, we probably lose, so I guess that's a play I have to play around from now on. Because they get this huge mana tempo thing that is hard to recover from. Visionary. Cobra. Yeah, all the pieces coming together. There's going to be 3 cards in the graveyard. We can kill a Cobra. And then there'll be four cards in the graveyard from killing the Cobra, so maybe we can counter something. I think that's better than trying to get Brazen Borrows. Oh wait, 4 cards in the graveyard means we can kill the Omnath too. Make them rebuild. They don't have the mana for Genesis Ultimatum. If they have a white source on the field, they can't play Genesis Ultimatum for 7 if they don't have a Cobra. Okay, it's good. This is fine. How about a third Lotus Cobra? Can we get a third? Can we get a third Lotus Cobra? Anybody? Another 4 life, another Visionary, yeah. Doing it. Soaring Thought Thief. That can mill. Rankle can make them discard, I guess. Discard and draw. I think it's the Rankle. We just have to deal a lot more damage. I think they're going to go off. So, each player discards, no. Lose a life, draw, yes. Sacrifice a creature, not really. They just give up a Visionary that I don't think they need. Man, you just can't race this Omnath. You need a... Like, we had our hand would have been great with like a Thieves Guilders too, but it didn't have enough early plays to get cards in the graveyard, so the opponent just got so far ahead of us. They also had really good mana in a deck where, really, if you can make the mana struggle, you can usually get ahead. Ow. Interesting. I'm at 20 something. What are you playing? I had assumed I was going to get Ugin or something. No. Is it a Shark Typhoon? Could definitely be a Shark Typhoon. Bloodchief's Thirst cannot kill anything because we can't kick it. I could play another Scavenger. I think it's the Thief. We can't really play around a Typhoon here, but we can Bloodchief's Thirst it after it eats our best creature. Mystical Dispute is a card. Okay. Bone Crush the Robber. I can sacrifice that, so that's fine. All right, that could have gone a lot worse for us. Lose a life, draw. Discard. I can discard the Thirst. It's not very efficient right now. Okay, we're still in this somehow. What is up with their hand? Is it all land? Could be. Now we have Brazen mana to keep the pressure on. Backup Omnath? Oh my goodness. What's... Please. Wizards, when do we get a reveal hand button? I really want to know what their hand is. Oh my goodness. Okay, we were at their mercy. I can't imagine. Their hand must have been all land. I can't imagine what was... Ooh. It's a pretty awkward hand, to be real. The black sources are tapped. I probably want to lead on a temple. We're on the draw. I do want a removal spell. Oh man. I'm in for a tough one. I don't know. Am I supposed to play the Wind Robber? Am I supposed to play the temple? Let's see what we draw. That helps a lot. That lets me go Wind Robber, Temple, Scavenger, Rankle. Temple into Triome. What are you cooking? Let's see. Show me a card. Not what I was hoping for. Oh, you are one turn late too. You'll come in handy though. Not the card we wanted to see, everyone. You. What are you gonna take? Scavenger is our next turn's play, but fortunately we have a Soaring Thought Thief on top if they take it. The Rankle's probably the actual best card, since there's an Uro to eat the graveyard, but the opponent took the Scavenger. They're trying to slow our curve down. All right, fetching. Making fetch happen. Turn Timber Symbiosis in this deck, along with Agonizing Remorse. Uro can come back, but they fetched a swamp, so Uro can't come back. I think I'm going to need my spell lands, so let's hang on to them instead of taking this opportunity to play something tapped. Nothing. So they want to kill the Rankle, I'm guessing? If we just attack with both, they might kill the Thief? I guess them killing Rankle's okay. I'm not going to do that much to them with it, honestly. It's a bit of a pricey rogue, so... Okay, if you want to do something to Rankle, go ahead. Good to see you mana screwed, though. Enjoying that part of my day. How could you be so heartless? At least we'll hit for 4 here. Yeah, get their lands into the graveyard, yeah. Nothing more tilting to an Uro deck than not getting to play lands or Uro. I bet right now they're fuming like, oh, if I could bring back my Uro. If I could bring back my Uro, you'd have no chance, CGB. No chance at all. We're gonna play the Mauling and get ready to use an Awakening to bring back our creatures, because the opponent's going to keep on killing them or bouncing them or doing nasty stuff. Actually, that is fine. How come I didn't get the chance to replay it? It has flash. I guess I have to use full control in that moment. All right, you have Shark Typhoon in your deck. Good to know. Mill them up. Mill them into the ground. Do we see any sweepers? I don't see an extinction event. I'm sure they play it though. The opponent's going to have a Borrower. Oh man, do I get the Awakening ready? I think I just hold back. I'm going to have a lot of regrets though if they somehow sweep the board, but I don't think they will. Event exiles anyway. I can't imagine what they would play that would destroy these. Like Cry of the Canarium rotated. Did they miss another land drop? Okay, they have Thirst. That is a destroy option. 2 mana open. Zerasan. Do they have Heartless Act? Well, let's see. If they do, they're going to play it right before damage, because that's been their pattern. All right, we're not going for it until we're sure. We can always flash this in if they tap their mana. Shark. Sultai, good stuff, no land. It's so sad. Such a tragedy. What do I do if they say go? Do I play Zarasan? I think I do. Okay, they're going to Extinction Event. Those are gonna die, but then Zarasan. And I'm getting their Gargaroth, so nice. Aren't you glad we held this back? Aren't you glad we went flash mode? Maybe I should get something even. They have another event, right? Oh, baby. Easy choice. Now if they Extinction Event again, naming odd, we can Hagra Mauling our own Zareth Sand to make a 4/4, and that's game. 5 mana do what? G-Unit? Rip G-Unit. You die at the jaws of your own Shark Typhoon. What could be better? Oh, it's a saucy hand. Oh yeah, we're doing this. Fervent champion. All right, classic showdown. Me against Mono Red. The true nemesis. They were going to draw 2 lands in a row. I wonder if they needed those. I'm going to play the Thief now. Some of you are going to yell ambush with the Thief, but if the opponent attacks with mana open, I would never ambush with the Thief because, you know, Bone Crusher Giant, Shock, Rimrock Knight. It's a horrible play. So, we're going to play the Thief now to get the mill triggers and fill the graveyard so that our Thieves Guild Enforcer can do some serious work. Wow, the next several cards of their deck really sucked. I hope that doesn't mean their hand is amazing, but it probably does. You know, statistically speaking. See, they have no problem attacking into the Thief. The best thing about red since rotation is you just let it hit you. You don't have to worry about things like light up the stage. That sucked. That's nice. All right, so Annex is about to come down. On the other hand, we could play this, mill the opponent. If we mill them here, we hit for 3. Is that worth it? I think we're better off bouncing something. I want to get my Scavenger down and start hitting them with it, and that's just not going to work. Okay. No Annex. But that's a good thing too. This is a kind of a scary fetch for black because we might end up unable to cast Borrowers. Charger. That pretty much shuts down the Enforcer. We'll also see if our opponent has another, I call it Hammer because of Volcanic Hammer. Royal Eruption is the name of the card that I have to get used to. Man, we have not milled an Embercleave or a Torbrand, so I'm like, in my head, they're all in my opponent's hand. All of them. Everybody going in. That seems to be a sign that the opponent has Rimrock Knight or Shock. If they had a Shock, they'd kill this, so we're talking about Rimrock Knight. So I guess we're just trading here with the Robber. We could take... Let's just take it all and race. What do we care? If we get to untap and have Brazen Borrower available, we should be able to stop an Embercleave. Yeah, they thought I blocked because I fake blocked then didn't. Good play. Top tier CGB. Nice. All right. Anything I could do to mill? I could play the robber and let the borrower shields down. Do I care if they cleave me? If I play this and this? Like, is Embercleave even good enough? It doesn't do enough, right? Because we're going to gain 5. We'll go to 18. Yeah, it's not that good. So we mill them now, just in case we get an Embercleave card type. There it is, 6. Oh, and 7 because we hit an Annex too. Yes, attack for 10. 10! 7 life, I'm back to 20. What you got? Another robber. Okay. Yeah! Your sword won't save you now. The power of the scavenger is too much. We'll have to draw some land, but this hand is looking nice. Let's go to it. Double Enforcer is always a quick way to fill a graveyard and hit very hard. Triome. Nowadays, when I see this Triome, I immediately think they're going to do Lotus Cobra stuff. Ooh, you want to mill me? You want to mill CGB? Yeah, this looks like that Omnath deck. I haven't seen anybody else who put Ruin Crabs in their Omnath deck, so if you are a fan of the show, thank you. I now must destroy you and everything you are trying to build. Too bad I can't get this thing to die, but the opponent doesn't know that. Let's see if they block. Gutsy. All right, what else you got? Second crab. Okay, it's a race. I accept this race. I could kill your crabs, Mr. Krabs. I could kill them, but I'd rather play this race. If I get raced out by the crabs, I deserve to lose. We're just gonna mill each other into oblivion. It'll be fun. Unfortunately, I still haven't been able to get to 8 cards because I didn't draw a spare rogue. So let's play this, have Zerasan available. Lofty Denial, Drown in the Lock. Ooh, what do you do? I guess I just want to hit land here, so it's fine. Haha, now they're afraid to block. See that? See that? They're defending the crabs. Come on, try to Omnath me, I dare ya. Oh, crap. Okay. I mean, we kind of knew that card wasn't going to be a thing anyway. 35 cards? So many. It's so many. Triggers. Triggers. 29 cards? 2 Ruin Crabs. What do you got? Nothing? You got nothing? That's rough. I could bounce one of these. So what do they have? Just expensive cards, nothing else. I think I need to keep this counter spell. Yeah, let's use a petty theft here. Make them spend a mana. They may have an escape to the wilds coming. Zerasan? No good permanence. Would just be stealing a land. I think I'd rather hold up counter magic. But playing Zerasan or Brazen Borrower turns these into 3 power hitters. Oh, man. No, 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 no. Patience. Patience, everyone. Work with me here. Aw, they didn't replay the crab. What do you got? Escape to the wilds. So drown this in the lock, then next turn we can Brazen Borrower and have Lofty Denial, or just drown. Yeah, let's just deny it. Next turn we have Brazen Borrower and Drown, and that's good. That grows the Enforcer. On God. Damage, down to 10. Patience. Patience, everyone. Terror of the Peaks. They don't have another land, or they would have played Crab first. I can play Zarasan, and then I can drown their terror. I take 3. I might also draw another removal. Only one swamp left. Keep that in mind when considering Fabled Passages as an option. Omnath and Cobra. Genesis Ultimatum. What'd I say? All right. Here we go. This is a little scary. Destroy this. Attack squad. Crab can block the Zarasan. In fact, something has to block anyway, or else it's lethal. So I don't think I'm getting my opponent's Terror of the Peaks, as cool as that would be. Good choice. Down to 4, but we are out of ammo. Still 22 cards in our deck, 37 in the opponent's. And that's a scoop.